In early 2020, Mattel teamed up with Tesla to release a remote control Cybertruck. It was essentially a way for those of us who ordered a real Cybertruck to fill the void while we wait for our vehicles. Well, after a couple of delays, it's finally here, and let me tell you, it's glorious. Today we're going to take a look at the Hot Wheels 1/10 scale remote control Cybertruck. Let's take a look at it. Now, at first glance, this box is big. It was huge. And when you open up the box, reveals a very nice hard shell case. This is not a cheapy plastic case. This is a hard shell case. This is a case that I would carry my expensive camera gear in, and it's fully padded inside. Pre-cut out holes are for all the included accessories. And speaking of accessories, here's everything that it came with. Now, in the box, you're gonna find the remote controller, the charger adapter, instruction manual, a bumper guard, the battery, and of course, the Cybertruck. Now, the battery is a premium lithium ion phosphate rechargeable battery. It's 9.6 volts, it's 3 amps, and has an energy output of 28.8 kilowatts. Now, this battery does need to be plugged in upon getting it, and it plugs into an adapter, and that adapter plugs into a converter to plug into your wall. On it is a handy little LED info that clearly shows you at what state is your battery, 25, 50, 75, or 100% charged, to easily let you know when you're ready to go. When I got mine, it was 50% charged, so it didn't take much long to charge the battery. Now, it does say a full charge takes about 60 minutes, so not too bad for about 30 minutes of play, but can be as little as 10 minutes of play, just depends on your driving habit. Now, if you've driven professional RCs before, you'll be very familiar with the controller. The steering is actually a giant Cybertruck wheel. The throttle is a trigger, and it also has a throttle trim, a steering trim, throttle steering reversing, an adjustable travel volume, nicknamed ATV, and on the trigger is also a throttle limiter, and that's right, it will actually limit you. It actually reduces the throttle by about 30%. So if you take that little rubber piece off, you'll gain another 30% of throttle power. Important to know. Now, the controller does take 4 AA batteries located right at the bottom, and that's easy. I decided to use some rechargeable batteries there. Inside the box, and it's highly recommended to install what's called this clear acrylic bumper guard. And this bumper guard is going to help protect the front of your vehicle because, as you'll see later, this vehicle has a lot of power and can go very fast and can get a little bit out of control. So it's very important that you install the bumper guard. Now, this Cybertruck does have working headlights. It's actually a 4-wheel drive Cybertruck RC. It's got these cracked window stickers that you can stick on the window to look just like that night when the glass cracked. Its body is made of polycarbonate, so it should be able to take a beating, especially if you're taking it off-road. There's a functional tonneau cover, there's working taillights as well, a working tailgate that you can manually fold down. Now, with the tonneau cover, I did find this to be a little stiff and not as smooth. Maybe I need to spray a little bit of WD-40, but it didn't work as smooth. But the working tailgate was a nice touch, and I like how it was a magnet that holds it closed. So it easily folded down, and you could extend it to extend out the ramp. The only downside is the ramp didn't quite touch the floor, leaving a little bit of gap. Now, these are just my OCD bringing this up, but for a $450 remote control car, you would think that the attention to detail would be present. Now, the really cool under the hood things on this Cybertruck are that it's got a brushless motor. There's 2 speed modes actually on this Cybertruck. There's the regular, or what's called chill mode, and then there's what's called insane mode. And to toggle that, it's just holding the function button down for a couple seconds until you get a green flashing light on your remote control. After that, yeah, you better hit the pavement. You'll see about a 10 mile per hour increase over chill mode is what we saw and what we were able to measure. There's a reinforced chassis as well, independent suspension, and what's really cool is, like a real car, it's got rubber tires, so it's very real. Now, the first thing that we did was throw a draggy. Draggy is what helps you measure the speed of vehicles into the truck bed, just to see how fast chill mode was and how fast insane mode was. And what we saw was chill mode was hitting about 20 miles per hour. And insane was coming in at almost 29, 30 miles per hour.
Ready? Yeah?
So a 10 mile per hour increase when you change the modes, and it was dangerously fast, especially the minute you start to hit the steering wheel. Yeah, we saw some really slick burnouts and got really excited and kept doing them until it locked the axle. And so the front wheels got stuck in a turn. The only fix was to power off the vehicle and turn it back on again to kind of reset that. I think by turning it so hard, it was kind of oversteering and getting stuck. Another little call out. Now, what's really cool about it is that it's got working lights. Now, there's no dedicated light switch, so the lights are actually on all the time. It's very hard to see during the day, which is why it didn't quite look like the lights were on. But the minute it got a little dark and you could see the reflections, you could definitely see the highlights of that beam going across the front main headlights, as well as the over the dash headlights. Really cool feature, and the tail lights as well. So all of that was awesome. It's coming from the inside of the vehicle, so you could kind of see a little bit in the dash and see the yoke steering wheel. The front center seat was folded down and so forth. But if you're going to be taking this off-road, it's going to definitely get dirt in the inside of the cabin. It's fairly open on the inside, and so very soon, you know, my inside dashboard and windshield was a little dirty and a little scuffed up, and guaranteed after playing with this for, you know, a couple hours, it was a little banged up, to say the least. Now, one of the things that I experienced and that I realized was that when you're accelerating and you have the throttle pulled in and you wanted to quickly change that into reverse, you actually need to let go of the throttle and let it come to a stop before you can change it. And that was very difficult because at such speed, you want to immediately slam on the brakes and you couldn't. It was really weird because I would quickly want to shift into reverse or quickly want to shift into throttle and couldn't do so. I actually needed to let go, let it come to a rest and coast, and then flick the button into the opposite direction. So if you're headed in the wrong way, you need to give yourself enough time to slow down and come to a stop before changing the direction. Now, we had a blast with the 1/10 scale Cybertruck. We had some fun in the grass. We had some fun on the pavement. We also had it with the baby mini RC Cybertruck as well. Put it in the bed. It fits perfectly and all of that. Now, it's a pretty impressive remote control car, and it's huge. But it was really impressive to see the work that was put in to make this vehicle, from the rubber tires to the ability and the power that this remote control car has, is very, very impressive. We had a lot of fun with it, and I want to send a special thanks to Anything Tesla for helping me out with today's video, and shout out to Zubin for letting me borrow his draggy to really test the speed of an RC car, not a real car. And hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.